What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about something that I keep getting questions about on my stream, in the comments of my videos. I keep getting asked what is going to happen to all of these different versions of World of Warcraft Classic that we currently have that people are actively playing if World of Warcraft Camelot or Classic Plus does actually drop in September, or realistically whenever it does drop. What happens to all of these versions of WoW? We have so many different versions of WoW currently that people are actually playing, right? Not, every version isn't massively popular, but there is a good population of people leveling, raiding, and doing PvP on pretty much every single version of the game. So this is clearly something that people are concerned with, and I'm going to do my best to break it down for you guys, what I think is actually going to happen, what Blizzard should most likely be doing, and I think it's going to be pretty accurate. It just lines up with all the leaks and things that we're seeing that are supposed to be coming in Blizzcon. It just makes sense. So let me switch my screens here, and I'm going to show you guys. I made this little picture on Excalibur that I'm going to be able to pull up for you guys. I'll pull it over right here. Boom. Okay, so this is pretty much everything we've got going on in the World of Warcraft ecosystem currently. We have Burning Crusade Anniversary, we have Classic Hardcore, we have Classic Era, we have Season of Discovery, which people are playing on currently on Wildgrowth EU and on NA. There's a community-led event going on both sides where people are leveling up, capping their experience at level 25, level 40, whatever, and then doing those level up raids and then moving to the next phase, etc. We have Mists of Pandaria Classic, which is in its last patch. It's on its last leg here. MOP is pretty much at the end, and then obviously we have World of Warcraft Midnight, which is retail, and then over here I have this big, Camelot logo for whatever, is coming at BlizzCon. World of Warcraft Camelot's Classic Plus, whatever you want to call it. We're going to use this as a placeholder for that. So this is quite a lot, of World of Warcraft, right? There is a flavor of WoW for everybody at this point in time. However, myself personally, I do think it's a little bit too much, right? There's some things that should be, and I think will be, eliminated here. Now, let's start with the ones that I don't think are going anywhere, and that's going to be Hardcore. I think Hardcore is going to stay forever. I don't think Hardcore is going anywhere. It's its own thing. It has its own community, completely standalone from the rest of the versions of WoW. Another one that I think is not going anywhere is going to be Classic Era. But I do think there's going to maybe be some changes to it, not to the physical game itself, but let me continue and you guys will understand what I'm trying to say. Now that leaves us with Anniversary, Season of Discovery, Mists of Pandaria, and Midnight, right? Midnight's not going anywhere. That's a retail expansion. I don't think that is never going anywhere. Retail is what makes Blizzard the most money possible. I don't think retail is ever going away. I think it's going to keep continuing, and rightfully so. It should. It has a massive player base, especially compared to Classic. So those are not going anywhere. That leaves us with MOP, Season of Discovery, and Burning Crusade Classic Anniversary Edition. Let's just call this the Anniversary servers, right? Now, there's a few things that could happen here. If Camelot launches in September, they need to consolidate, most likely. This is what they should be doing, right? Everyone feels like this is what they should be doing. Are they going to do this? We don't really know, but let me make these a little bit bigger since we know that those are staples that I don't think are going anywhere. And these three right here, what they're going to have to do is Season of Discovery. It absolutely needs to just get the axe at that point, right? We're going to put a big X on it. I think Season of Discovery needs to go away at that point in time, and the reason for that is it's a seasonal server. You don't want to have these servers just lingering around. It costs them money to keep these servers up, so most likely that is what's going to happen. Season of Discovery is going to get the axe. I think Mists of Pandaria, it could go to, WoD, right? That could be an option, or they can just end it, and I think what they're going to do is end it. So let's just say MOP is gone as well. That eliminates two major versions of the game. Now you're saying, okay, well, what happens to the Burning Crusade Anniversary Edition, right? We've been playing Anniversary now for 2 years. We started in vanilla. Are they not going to end it with the trilogy? Now, what I think is actually going to happen with Anniversary, I don't think it's going to go away yet. I think what's going to actually end up happening here is this is actually going to go into Wrath. I do personally think this is going to go into Wrath. And my reasoning for that, and let's just put Watlika. Boom. Okay, so that's going to go to Watlika, but not right away. It's going to go to Watlika when Camelot enters its first low state. right? Where everyone has done the content, they're developing more stuff. So when Camelot hits a low state, they might drop Wrath of the Lich King, which I have a feeling is going to happen, because I can't see them not finishing the trilogy. And then what's going to happen from here is you're going to have, so you had Vanilla Anniversary, Burning Crusade Anniversary, Wrath of the Lich King Anniversary. These servers are then going to repeat. Okay, we've been asking for this for years. There's no way they're not giving to us at this point. Every 1 to 3 years. Okay. And this will go back to vanilla, right? Whoop, back to a vanilla server. And at the end of this, or wherever, maybe you could transfer your characters to Era, something like that. Maybe there's an Era server for each of these 3. And we have the repeating trilogy of the original vanilla TBC Wrath of the Lich King, which you could play every 1 to 3 years. That suffices for those players. Those are considered the classic versions of the game. You have your hardcore audience, which people jump in and out of hardcore. And then you have retail and Camelot. Camelot then kind of falls in the middle between retail and classic. This is what I think is actually going to happen. Camelot is going to be this middle ground between modern World of Warcraft and classic World of Warcraft, where they have complete creative freedom and they can do literally whatever they want. And the reason for that is because classic era exists, hardcore exists, the original trilogy exists. So they can literally do whatever they want with Camelot, and it doesn't matter because they're not destroying the original version of classic, which for some people is vanilla, some people it's TBC, some people it's Wrath of the Lich King. They're not destroying any of that because that all still exists and you're able to still play it, right? So that gives them creative freedom with Camelot. They can go wild. They can do whatever they want without a fear of alienating one of those player bases. If Camelot gets a little bit too crazy and people are like, man, this is a bit much. Like, I miss vanilla, I miss TBC, I miss Wrath of the Lich King, I miss hardcore. They will then have the option to go play any one of those versions of the game. And this is extremely smart because this is how Blizzard kind of controls the whole WoW ecosystem, right? They can basically do this and keep every single player happy, giving them something to play that they want, while also launching a new flagship product, which will be Camelot, completely, not even in the realm of retail. Retail is its own beast. It'll always be its own beast, and it will stay like that. And I think that this is how they achieve this. And if they are thinking of this in the same way as me, and believe me, I've thought about this quite a bit, this is the way to do it. We end the progressive classic servers at MOP. We do not launch Warlords of Draenor. We end the seasonal servers at Season of Discovery. It was a great time. I loved Season of Discovery, but again, it's just seasonal. There's no point in keeping these servers up for much longer, especially once Camelot drops. And that's it. We have everything. Then you have the option to play hardcore WoW, classic era. But here's the trade-off. You're going to say, well, there's still so many versions of WoW. Not really. Right? Because you don't have vanilla, TBC, and Wrath all at the same time. It's on a progressive cycle that repeats. So whatever point in time you're in, if it's in the TBC state, that's all that's available to you aside from Era. You're not able to go play Wrath. When TBC moves into Wrath, you're no longer able to play TBC until the next time that TBC comes around in the circle. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you guys saw on the leak, which we now know was a real leak, in 2028, they said there was going to be a fresh vanilla. And that coincides with launching a Wrath anniversary and then repeating the cycle. So that would be 2028 for a fresh vanilla. And that makes complete sense. Like, I've thought about this a million different ways, and this is the only way that this all makes sense. And when you really think about it, it's super smart. It's how they control the entire ecosystem and get everyone playing the version of WoW that they want to play. And Blizzard just rakes in the dough. And honestly, it would be the smartest move on their part. It's the smartest move for the player base. This is what the player base has been asking for years, and I do think that they're going to deliver on this. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I really want to know. I've thought about this quite a bit, and I feel like this is the only way it makes sense. So I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this. Also, guys, follow me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/hammerdance. I stream Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And subscribe to the channel if you guys love Classic WoW just as much as me. We are going to be just pumping videos, especially once BlizzCon comes and we do get this announcement. You guys know this is where you want to be. I will be covering every single thing that comes out about the game. So I'm very excited about that. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all in in the next one.